Now we are moving on to use a formula to find the volume of any prism. So this is a rectangular prism, and the volume of a rectangular prism is, as we know it, length times width times height. Now, length times width is actually representing the area of the base. In another word, we can say that the volume of a prism is the area of the base times height. Because all prisms have a uniform cross-section when sliced parallel to the base, this formula applies to all prisms, including the triangular, hexagonal, pentagonal, all prisms. So the volume of a prism with uniform cross-sections equals to area of base times height, and we can use a letter to represent by using V. Capital V equals to capital BH. Notice that we use a capital letter to represent the area of the base, because if we use a non-capital letter B, it would just mean the base of, let's say, a triangle or a parallelogram. So in order to represent the area of the base, you have to use the capitalized B. Let's look at the first example. The prism shown here has bases that are parallelograms. The area of a base is 20 square inches. The height of this prism is 4 inches. Find the volume of the prism. Now this question already gave us the area of the base, so we can just plug in or substitute the letter with a number. Volume equals the area of the base times height. So in this case, the area of the base is 20 square inches times 4 inches. So in total, the volume of this prism is 80 cubic inches. Notice that the unit for the area is square inches, and the unit of the prism is cubic inches. Now this triangular prism with its measurement is shown. They want you to find the volume of the prism. So you notice that the height of this prism is 12 feet, and the base, because this is a right triangle, any sides can be the base. So I can say that 5 1/2 is the base, and 6 2/3 feet is the height. Since we know that to find the area of a right triangle, we can use the formula 1/2 times base times height. Again, to find the area of a base, because our base is a triangle shape, you need to use the formula for triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height. Notice that in this case, we use lowercase b, because the uppercase B means that this is the area of the base. So they're different. So in this case, we can just take that 1/2 times the base, which is 5 1/2 feet, times the height, which is 6 2/3 feet. And like usual, before we can solve the problem, our mixed number has to be turned into an improper fraction. So in this case, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. So our 5 1/2 becomes 11/2. Now on the other hand, our 6 2/3, 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. So for 6 2/3 becomes 20/3. Because 2 and 20 has a common factor of 2, you can divide 20 by 2 equals 10. Now 2 and 10 also has 2 as a common factor, so we can divide both numbers by 2 and gives you 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So now all we have left is to multiply across. 1 times 11 is 11. 11 times 5 is 55. 1 times 1 is 1, times 3 is 3. So now I have 55 thirds square feet. Remember, the unit of an area is square feet. Now, after we find the area of the right triangle base, meaning that we find the area of the base of this prism, we can use the formula V equals BH. By B, base is 55 thirds times 12, which is the height of the prism. So 55 thirds times 12, 3 and 12 has a common factor of 3. So 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. Same as 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. So now I have 55 times 4 over 1, which equals to 220 cubic feet. Let me just recap what we just did. To find a triangular prism, to find the volume for this triangular prism, we first find the area of the right triangle base. We have to look at the bases of the prism to be able to understand what formula to use. In this case, it's the right triangle. So we use the formula for a triangle, 1/2 times base times height. And then we plug in the number 1/2 times 5 and 1/2 times 6 and 2/3. We change the mixed number into improper fractions, and then we cancel out or divide the numbers by common factors and then simplify it into 55 thirds. After we found the area of the base, we can multiply that with the height. In this case, the height is 12 feet, so it becomes 55 thirds multiplied by 12. We can again cross cancel them out, and now we only have 55 times 4 equals 420 feet. It's not hard, but make sure you know which formula to use. So let's look at number 7. The volume of this prism. To find the volume of this prism, first you have to find the area of the base and then find the volume by multiplying the area of the base represented by uppercase B times height. So to find the area of the base, because this is a rectangular prism, you can use the formula length times width, multiply these two numbers, and you're going to find the answer. For the volume, you are going to use that area number multiplying with 9, which is the height of this prism. You're going to pause this video now and complete this question before you come back for the next question. Now let's look at the next question. Because the base of this prism is a triangle, so you have to use the formula for the triangle in order to find the area of the base. And the formula for triangle is 1/2 times base times height. You are going to replace the number with the base number and the height number in order to find the area. And just like last time, you are going to multiply the area that you get from the first step with the height of this prism. The height of this prism is 14 inches. So I'm gonna have you pause this video for a second and then come back once you're done. For the last practice question, because this is the base of this prism, the bases are trapezoids. So in order to find the area of this base, you have to use the formula 1/2 times the height, and the height refers to the height of the trapezoid, not the height of the prism. The height of the trapezoid is 2 feet times the sum of the bases, and the shorter base is 4 feet, the longer base is 10 feet. So you're going to replace the number, simplify your answer, and once you get the area of the base, you're going to multiply it by the height of the prism, which is 12, and then give me the answer in cubic feet. Pause the video for a second and come back when you're ready. Alright, once you are done, you're going to move on to independent practice. Remember to use the steps shown in the video and complete any Delta Math lessons that you're still missing. Make sure you're completing one lesson on Dreambox. So by the end of today, you should have finished in total 13 lessons on Dreambox. I will check it before the spring break. And the last day to submit everything is April 8th. That is the end of the third marking period. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oops, sorry. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.